Valentine's. And so I made one for him, and then it just snowballed from there. So, and I just was using my personal inventory and so to get stuff moving. So
people kind of saw you like bring the gift, and then they were like,
yeah.
"Oh, what is that?" And then so it kind of created like curiosity.
Yeah, and then once I got more things made up, I started sending private messages to my current customers, and then this week I finally got some more made, so I'm gonna send to I'm just gonna put it on my Facebook, show what I have left, and
Fun. Yeah, we used to do a basket. So we would make a basket, like a cute little carrying basket, and just put some little gifts in there like that. I know we've talked about it before, but then basically you took it anywhere with you. So like if you went to the bank or to your office or to the doctor's office or whatever, you would just kind of have it, and it would essentially create curiosity. I'm thinking like, these are just examples, but like Andy goes to school in the teacher's lounge, but he goes to the golf course. Like, you just have this curiosity thing where people are like, what's that? And then it just starts creating this reaction, or mom, when you go to the bank or whatever. So just think of different things like that too, where it's just something that people catch attention and they're like, what is that? So I love that. Good job. Way to be creative. Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say the main things that's selling with the product is like the fuzzy socks and coffee cups stuffed with product. That's the big sellers right now. So.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know. A little coffee cup with some socks.
That's a really good idea.
Mm-hmm. Little Valentine's gifts. Love it. Okay. Now, what I was going to do was show you the new spring product. So we'll kind of do that quickly. It's pretty simple and basic, but it's really juicy, really good. So of course we have the After Sun Gel back. Yay. And they will sell out. They are limited edition. And so, grab a few or pre-sell some. If you're not in a place to order some, for a stock up, the best thing to do is, we can pre-sell the spring products. So, come up with a message or even in person and just say, hey, our spring products just launched and I'm getting ready to, they'll sell out pretty quick. I'm getting ready to place an order. Obviously you can't order till the 10th, but that gives you some time, or the 10th or the 15th. But, I'm going to be placing my order in the next couple weeks. Which ones would you like me to grab for you? Just something simple. I mean, we probably even have one from years past, but a lot of the times, you can get a few pre-orders from people who want to grab it when you're ordering. So, or again, grab a few, stock them on your shelf. You will always be able to sell After Sun Gel for sure. So, and the hard thing about it is you don't really need them until summer most of the time. And by that time they're sold out. So I always try to think ahead too, right? Like, okay, I want to at least have a few so that when summer comes around and people actually start thinking about it and wanting it, I have some. So After Sun Gel, it's the same thing. It just came back. So it's the blue, cool gel, and it's the cute new packaging. Okay. And then we also got the bronzers back. So this was also the same from last year. We got the two colors. So we have the medium glow and the deep glow. So the lighter and the deeper. And it's, again, the same formula, same everything. This one's actually one of the ones from last year that was cracking. So they look better now, but I don't want to open a whole new one. So the bronzer, and this would be used for, to bronze. Obviously you would have a brush, but like you would bronze to add color to your face. So like your forehead, you can kind of do down your cheeks, anywhere that the sun would like naturally glow your skin. If you were in the sun, like say you were golfing and you just got, you get that like beautiful glow, like the little unless you get burnt. But like all those places where it just hits and darkens your face, that's where the bronzer's for, okay? So demoing those for people, super easy. I feel like people know what bronzer is, of course, but even just grabbing one for yourself if you don't have one and dabbing some on and taking some pictures and, holding it up like, I'm loving this new bronzer, social media wise, sharing it that way or sharing it to your customers, things like that. So bronzers are back. Those are 22. The After Sun Gel is 20. And then the new part, which is limited edition, of course, are the lip gloss shades. And I posted a video of me trying them on. So if you haven't seen them, if you want to see them in real life, you can watch the video. But we have Cherry Red, which is, and they're so pigmented. It's kind of crazy. I actually wasn't expecting them to be so, like, they are like pigmented. So you can, if you want to, you could try to do them just a little kind of lighter handed to put them on. So that's the Cherry Red. And then this one is the Rose Noir, and it's kind of like a brown rose. It's actually, it looks way different. It's like a, I don't know. It's like a plummy mauve brown rose. Do you see that? It kind of has some like plum, some brown, and a little bit of a hint of like some rose. I don't know if you can see that very well, but really pretty. And then surprisingly, the Lilac Love is my new favorite color. I don't really ever wear anything purple. Billy, you're going to love this. Yes, it's yours. And it is so weird because it does not look at all like what it, I don't know, when I put it on, it just does not look. So there it is.
Ooh.
It is so pretty.
I might even like that.
It is so pretty. And so like I'll put it on really quick. It's almost like it's not muted, but it looks like a natural color. It's so weird. Like not natural, but like I don't know. It's not purple. It's hard to see, I know.
It instead of being purple, it almost looks just like
it looks like a nude.
Yeah, like a soft color to your lips. I like it. I'm gonna try it.
It looks a little different. I had a pink lip on today, so I think my lips are a little pink, but it almost just turns like, I don't know. It's so interesting. Isn't that crazy? It's so pretty. So I've been wearing the heck out of the Lilac Love, and I think it's going to be really popular. And again, just a quick, grab yourself one, take a picture in it and post it, hold it up like that. I'm trying to get back to some social media posts and sales because I used to do really well with them and I just got away with it. But I would just be simple, like hold it up, like, got our new glasses in. Which one do you like the best? And I remember my mom even did that one time. We had like the social media challenge and we did a posting calendar, and she posted like she was wearing a lip gloss color, and I think she sold like 6 lip glosses. Like those are things that people don't really need to try. They just need to see them. So if you grab yourself a demo or anything, just try them on. I love the lilac one. It is so pretty. So those are limited edition, so they will sell out, of course. And then we didn't have, oh, let me go grab it. It's over here. I knew I was.
I'm just not as photogenic as you guys. That's why I stay away from Facebook media, huh?
While she's out there doing that, I'm doing some more board searching. So in boards, they have product launches. Previous ones, obviously, but they have spring with the there's scripts notes you can use to obviously tweak them to the new stuff, but they do have the bronzers in there. They do have the sun care in there, so you can still go back and use those for this go around if you don't have anything live yet. Yeah,
and I had it on my list. I need to move that. I typically try every time there's a product launch. I typically try to move the folder to the forefront. So I'll try to move that and compile it for the new products. So the other thing we have, which I almost forgot about, is the new hydration mask. And the hydration mask is going to sadly, very sadly, replace the moisture gel mask because I love the moisture gel mask.
Oh gosh, yes.
And I've tried the new one. I like it. It is totally different. I think I love the moisture gel mask because it's like so cool and like it just you put it on and you're like, oh, like your skin is just like it just is so refreshing. And I didn't really get that same experience with this one, but I liked how it felt and I liked what it did for my skin. So as far as the product, I like the product, but what I love about the moisture mask is I love that like cold, like, oh, that feels so good at the end of the day, right? So just know that you won't really have that same like euphoria, but the mask so far, I've used it a couple times, is really good. So it's white. It's not a gel. It's like a cream. So it's like a lotion kind of. Okay. And it's in this tube, this like pea or orange, whatever brand that is. I guess that's like that's kind of like our Mary Kay line. Interesting. Not really sure, but, and it's not, it's a little thicker. Okay. So it's kind of richer. Like I don't know, it blends in very well, but it's not that like super light gel feel. So I will say, okay, it's going to be different. I think it's going to be really good. But if you have customers that love that gel mask, or if you yourself love the gel mask, I definitely would use, and there's some scripts in that board that I'll make sure and, make sure we find them, but they might want to grab one or two because they'll last a pretty good time. I mean, they have like a shelf life of 3 years, and I assume that they'll sell out pretty quick, but that would be one of those products that is discontinuing that would be worth it to reach out to your customers and say, hey, I just want to let you know this is being discontinued. I know you love it. Small disclaimer, I guess. The My Customers app is gone now. For now, they're supposed to bring a new one back. They don't have one so far, but that used to make it easy to see who was using it. Well, if you used My Customers, you could just go in there, type in moisture mask, and it would pull up who used it. I don't believe on InTouch on the My Customers, I don't believe there's a place to do that anymore. So let me see.
Well, I don't think, if you didn't make notes in the transfer, I don't even think their orders transferred over.
Well, they just couldn't be pending. So as long as the order wasn't pending, it would have transferred. But there's no way to search orders anymore. Like you can't just type in moisture mask and it pulls up anybody who's ever ordered that, like on the app. So that just brought to me, because this is the first time I've thought about that brought up a good point. I'm not really sure how we would figure that out. Maybe you know who's ordered it before, who uses it, but just do your best. If you think of someone that uses it, I would definitely reach out. I probably wouldn't spend the time going through all of your customers and seeing if they ordered it. That's going to be a huge time waster. But post it in your group. Maybe if you do talk to someone, just say, hey, these are being discontinued. If you like one, if you like these, make sure you grab it. Like, it's just going to have to kind of be on a general basis, because now I'm realizing now that report is gone, that makes that really tough. So yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, well, we'll do our best. But the new mask, Yeah, I mean, it dries good. Like it doesn't really feel, I can feel it a little bit, but it doesn't feel like tacky or anything. I'll read you a little bit about it. So it says set it and forget it for 20 minutes or more. Massage in any excess, no rinsing required. The superstar ingredients are shea butter, glycerin, and hyaluronic acid. And what it's going to do, so it delivers a hydration surge to skin anytime, anywhere with the no rinse mask. Let's see. So 20-minute moisture surge, apply a thin layer to your face and neck. Soak in the benefits by applying a thick layer before bed. So if you need an overnight dry skin rescue, you can put it on overnight before bed. If you want to have a dewy effect to your makeup, you can put it on before your makeup with no sticky afterfill. So it's saying do your skincare, put the mask on, and then you can put your makeup on, which I know some of you have done with the moisture mask. And then you can also use it, so it's versatile. So you can use it on like your hands, your elbows, your knees. So anywhere that's dry, you could kind of use that as like a moisture mask. So hydration for 12 hours. Skin feels immediately smooth and moisturized and looks renewed and refreshed. And so if you were one of our achievers last month, you'll get a sample of it. So that's one of the samples in the sample pack. So you'll get to try it. They do have sample packs of it, which is really exciting. So you'll be able to order, I think they're $2 for 6 of them. So you can grab some sample packs if you want to, demo it or share it with people. And it is $24. So a little bit cheaper than what the moisture mask is now. I will say, I don't know if it's bigger or smaller. Let me see. I can't really tell. Nope, they're the same size. So 3 ounces. So $24. So they're saving a couple dollars. But I just love this mask so much. So I'm kind of sad, but I'll probably get over it. Okay, any questions about the new products? Easy peasy.
So then the new mask is similar to the old one, except for obviously, but so you do not use, it's one of those you can sleep with it and go, or it doesn't have to be washed.
Yep. It says no rinsing required. So it says you can just rub it in and leave it.
Okay.
Obviously, if you wanted to rinse it, you could, but you can just leave it. Yeah.
That was the biggest thing I liked about the gel mask, is I could leave it on and throw my night cream on over it, just give that extra moisturization. So
yeah. So that is that. And then I was pulling up our video for the week. So this week we have I believe it's Kristen Sharp.
Yeah.
And I always love Kristen Sharp. Oh, I lost the link. I'm sorry. 1 second. I always get the oh, that's the packet. Hold on, sorry. Here it is.
Yes, I've kind of been using a little bit of the extra emollient night cream at night, and then in the morning under my makeup and stuff, and I think it's starting to help a little. But
yeah, maybe this new mask. I mean, it is really nice. It's just a totally different feel. Like it's like a creamy, thick, not thick, but like it almost feels like when you're rubbing it on, it almost feels like the Intense Moisture Cream. Like it has that little bit of the thicker, creamy feel, but then it dries and it doesn't really feel like anything.
good.
So, okay, let me share this. So get your little pads out. We have Kristen Sharp, and give me a thumbs up. Make sure that you can tell me that you can hear it.
So have you ever had a moment where something inside you just knew it's time? Not someday, not when everything feels perfect, but now. Well, hi, I'm Kristen Sharp, National Sales Director, and I've had several of those it's time moments in my life, and every single one of them changed the direction of my future. You know, I've been in Mary Kay for 19 years now, but my Mary Kay story began long before I ever ordered my own starter kit. It actually started 39 years ago when my mom made the decision to become a Mary Kay beauty consultant. At the time, I was 5 years old and my brother Scott was 2. And my mom originally joined to earn extra money so she could put me in piano and dance lessons. But not too long after she started her business, she became a single parent. And Mary Kay became our livelihood. If my mom didn't work, we didn't eat. If she didn't hold parties and appointments, we didn't have food, clothing, or a roof over our head. So she was extremely motivated to work. So when people talk about their motivation or their why, I understand it deeply. You know, my mom didn't start her Mary Kay business because it was convenient. She started because she realized it was time to provide, time to take responsibility for our future, and time to build something that gave her control. Now, looking back, I know it wasn't easy. She had disappointments, she had discouragement, she had seasons where things didn't go her way, just like all of us. But I'm so grateful that I got to watch how she handled those moments, because her career didn't just provide for me and my brother, it shaped who we became. Mary Kay wasn't just my mom's job, it was our family business. And we worked with her, we helped her. And even at 5 years old, I had responsibilities. My first job was to label all the products, and I did an exceptional job. And as I got older, my responsibilities grew. And, you know, we always had a goal poster hanging right next to my mom's goal poster. And we even had quarterly prizes that we were working toward right alongside her. When my mom was working for her first Mary Kay career car, I was working for a hot pink scooter, and my brother Scott was working for a Fisher-Price bubble blowing lawnmower. I'll never forget. And our first job was simple. It was to go to the Pacesetter and don't cry. In fact, we got paid $1 every time we went to the Pacesetter while my mom held a Mary Kay appointment. We tracked it in our little gold jar, and we would fill in a thermometer with every dollar. So even at a young age, I understood something important. This wasn't just a job. This is what happens when someone decides it's time to go all in. You see, our family Mary Kay business paid for traveling sports teams for me and my brother, our first cars. It allowed us to graduate college debt-free. And even though I grew up watching the success that my mom had in Mary Kay, and I was blessed to have grown up pink, like I call it, I wasn't sure that Mary Kay was for me. So after college, I went after what I thought was my dream job, to work for the New York Times bestselling author and leadership speaker, John C. Maxwell. Maybe you know him. Well, I love leadership. I grew up listening to his CDs in Mom's pink Cadillac. Yeah, I said CDs. I think before that it was tapes, like cassette tapes. But I called John's office 75 times and I got 74 no's until I finally landed a job at his office. And what I realized later is this: I didn't take the rejection personally. I understood that each no wasn't about me. It was just part of the process. And I understand now why I could respond in that way. I had already watched this before. I had watched my mom hear no in her Mary Kay career over and over again. I watched her build from the ground up, party after party, goal by goal, all the way to National Sales Director. I had seen firsthand that no wasn't the end of the story. It was just part of the process. So when I was calling John Maxwell's office and hearing no again and again and again, I actually wasn't discouraged. I was actually conditioned to keep showing up, conditioned to stay professional, conditioned to trust that consistency eventually leads to a yes. And without even realizing it at the time, I was developing one of the most important skills I would ever use in my own Mary Kay business: the ability to keep moving forward without letting no stop you. So at 23 years old, I moved across the country from Washington State, the one by Oregon, to Atlanta, Georgia, to work for John Maxwell. I didn't know a soul. I actually found a roommate online. I bought a car over the phone, And none of those were like normal at this time, okay? I loved working for John. I learned so much, but my schedule was brutal. I traveled 5 to 6 days a week. I was rarely home. I was eating off like the dollar menu. And looking back, I'm grateful. I'm actually grateful that I got tired of staying in hotel rooms. I'm grateful that I got discouraged. I'm grateful that I was broke, living paycheck to paycheck, because discomfort has a way of pointing you to truth. It forced me to ask better questions of myself, like, what do I want my life to look like? And what really matters to me? And that's when I realized it was time. Mary Kay had everything that I was looking for, and I could finally see myself in this business. So I called my mom and I told her that I was ready to order my starter kit. I'll never forget it. There was this like complete silence on the phone. I'm like, Mom, are you there? And after a long pause, she said, well, that sounds like a great idea, honey. So on June 1st, 2006, I became a Mary Kay beauty consultant. And the very first thing my mom told me to do was to hold a perfect start. She said, book 8 parties to hold at least 5, a perfect start. She told me that skincare parties were the answer to any question I had about the business. Now, in the beginning, I was actually totally against skincare parties. And to be transparent, I actually felt like I was above them. I just worked for a New York Times bestselling author, and I thought I was going to come into Mary Kay and find like this new and better way of doing things. Well, when I started, my mom still lived across the country from me in Washington State, a 9-hour plane ride. And there was no like virtual new consultant training. There wasn't Zoom. There wasn't like FaceTime like we have today. And she told me, Kristen, book 8 to hold 5. That was like new consultant training. And well, I wanted to prove her wrong, like any daughter, right? My plan was to do parties just long enough to show her that there was a better, more profitable, faster way to build. Well, 19 years later, oh boy, turns out, oh my gosh, Mary Kay, Ash, and Mom were right. And I figured it out in the beginning that they were right. And this brings me back to my very first party, you guys. My hostess's name was Barbara, and I was pre-profiling the guest for her party. I realized that every single woman coming had bronze skin, and clearly I do not. And I had 0 experience with bronze foundations, like no consultant training on that. So I called my mom in a panic saying, okay, Mom, what do I do? And she said, pull out all the bronze foundations and just put them on your face so you can understand the undertones. So literally I had them all slathered on my face, and I still did not understand the undertones. Like there was no CC creams, okay? This was a little bit more intense. And of course the party started and we got to the foundation section, and I looked around the room and I was like, oh my gosh, everyone is orange, like really orange. And they knew it wasn't the right color. I was frustrated. I was embarrassed. I was so uncomfortable that I didn't even do a table close. I didn't even share the opportunity. I was like, get me out of here. I just want this to be over. And they were saying, oh yeah, that's not the right color. Oh yeah, that's not right color. And then Barbara walked up to me and she said, Kristen, I want to join Mary Kay. And I said, you do? And she said, yeah. You don't even know what you're doing, and you're not even giving people the right foundation shade, and people are still buying products. Look at how much people are buying. I can totally do this, Kristen. Now, I didn't know if I should like laugh or cry in that moment, but I learned one of the most important lessons of my career that day. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to jump in. And sometimes not having it all figured out is exactly what allows someone else to see themselves doing this. Barbara ended up being on my team for over 17 years, and she taught me how to find bronze foundations. She also showed me the importance of diversifying my team. But more importantly, she taught me that finding people that are skilled in areas you are not is not a threat. It's actually key to your success. And this is exactly why this season and this Kit and Commit challenge is so perfectly timed. From the very beginning, Mary Kay Ash designed this business to be built through skincare parties. The original intention was to book 8 and hold 5 within a 2-week period. Why? Because momentum matters. When parties are closer together, confidence builds faster. Skills sharpen quicker. Results compound. So when you're watching this and saying, yes, it's time, I'm ready to go all in, I want to encourage you to think beyond just one perfect start. Doing this Kid and Commit promotion, you have the opportunity to do multiple perfect starts. Not just one, not two, three, or even, gosh, you could do 4 or more now through February 15th. Yes, there's recognition. Yes, there's the opportunity to earn a call with legendary National Sales Director Emeriti, Linda Tuzman and Pam Shaw. But more importantly, this is how top achievers are created. Now, before I close, I want to say this clearly because I understand. When I joined Mary Kay, my mom had already booked or recruited just about every friend or family member like we had. And there wasn't like this big list of like waiting for me to contact. So if you're thinking, oh, I just don't have the friends or family to book, or Kristen, I don't know where to start, I want you to hear me. You are not behind. You just have to build momentum a little differently. So here's the math. A leads are people you already have a strong relationship with, and know that A leads book at about an 80% rate. Now there's also B leads. Now these are friends of friends or referrals from A leads, and they book between a 40 to 60% rate. And then there are C leads. These are cold leads, facial box leads, random warm chats, vendor booths, like people you don't even know yet. And they book closer to a 20% rate. And with technology, that percentage can actually go down. Now, how did I figure this out? I tracked it, and a tracked number grows. So all leads are not created equal. And what I have found is that many consultants have been spending a lot of time trying to book C leads with a 20% booking rate. And only focusing on C leads can be time consuming and discouraging if you're not dealing with a large volume of leads. So understand the math. You can't expect C leads to perform like A leads without adjusting the volume. So once you understand that, the emotion comes out of it. Also know that even when you're at parties that are well coached, not all of them are going to hold. And that's not failure. That's just real life. That's why Mary Kay said, book 8 to hold 5. People reschedule, dentist appointments, hair appointments move. So the goal isn't perfection. The goal is to get good at the skincare party. So I want to encourage you to dust off your starter kit and move into action. Sit down and make your lead list, starting with A and then B and then C. And if you don't have enough, talk to your sales director about how to get more leads. Get masterful at booking from your bookings, because momentum doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready. Momentum comes from moving while you're learning. So if you've been waiting, overthinking, telling yourself you need more time, this is your moment. But more importantly, this is how top achievers are created. Looking back, the most strategic thing I ever did was fully jumping into the skincare party and committing to mastering it. Because everything I wanted from this business came from parties. Confidence, customers, team membership, directorship, cars, the million, national sales director. And the more parties I held, especially when I held them closer together, the faster I moved up the career path. Momentum doesn't come from doing one party really well. Momentum comes from doing many parties consistently. And some of you watching this today, you're standing at that same decision point. You've been thinking about the next step, the next goal, the next thing you keep circling. And if it keeps coming back to your heart, that's not random. That's clarity. And clarity is God's way of whispering, it's time. It's time. Time to decide, time to commit, time to move. It's your time, and you can do it.
Ooh, that was so juicy good. Isn't that so funny? We just all said we were going to do perfect starts. I swear to you, I did not watch that video before we got on the call. I'll share just a quick takeaway, and then I'd love to hear anybody else's. I know we're close on time, but I just have been, I've been working with a couple directors and just really reassessing things and just looking at things, and all of it comes back to the skincare party. Like it just comes back to gathering people around the table, around their table, your table, a Starbucks table. Like it doesn't matter. Just get in front of people, do it virtually, do it in person, do a mix. You know, there's no wrong or right. There's going to be easier and better and for different people, you know, but back to the party. And honestly, I mean, if I think back, just like she said, to my career when before COVID and everything was in person, and it just was one party at a time, party. I mean, that's how I met Andy. That's how I met Billy, was a Facebook party. You know, it's a group of people. And like she said, the closer they are together, the faster that you move. And if any of you feel stuck or like stagnant, we all have been there, you know, book some parties. Like, I mean, I think sometimes even when it's like we start to question, right? Is this for me? Am I good at this? Does this even work? I don't even know. People don't even want to, you know, we start getting in our head, right? And literally the solution, I'm not joking, this is in my business. Anytime this has ever happened, I've gotten back in the field and I've held a party and I am like renewed. Like I just took a renew pill or something, you know, like I sold product and people are like excited, and maybe I booked a party, or maybe I got a team member, or like maybe not, maybe it was all $0, you know, but like there's something refreshing and renewing in the activity. And you guys, if you want to be leaders, which I know a lot of you do, we have to do what our company was built off of, which is putting the product on people and rinse and repeat. Like book, sell, coach, recruit, right? And yes, we can be as good as we want to be at Super Bowl boards and sales challenges and social media posts and things like that, but it's never going to create the business that we want, the leaders that we want to find, the teams we want to grow. Those things are great supplements. And I fall guilty to that too sometimes, because it's easy. It's easy to just go text someone and make a sale, right? But I want to grow. I want to grow my business. I want to become a national sales director. I want to have sales directors. I want to have red jackets. I want to help other people grow their business, right? And I'm only going to do that at a skincare party. Now, whether that's virtual or in person, I'm sure in person's probably more efficient or like effective. If we're being honest, I love virtual. Like I'm the queen of virtual, right? But there's just something different about in person. And so I would just challenge you, like and I loved everything that she said about those customer lists. Like pull out that customer list, that A customer list, the people that like you can count on, that you sent them the Pink Week thing and the Christmas gifts and the Super Bowl board and the My Shop link, and they bought every single time because they love you, right? Maybe not every single time, but like, you know, the people that you can count on, and get uncomfortable and get them off your chicken list, because they're on your chicken list. They're on my chicken list, right? And they buy from you. Like I had this lady, she buys like, I don't even know what she does with it. Like, honestly, I'm like, do you have like a storage unit of Mary Kay? She buys like $400 from me, like every month, every other month. Like, I'm just like she has every lipstick color, every lip gloss color. Like every time I think she can't order anything else, she's ordering it, you know? And I know she uses it, but it's just funny because I am intimidated by asking her. And she probably would have a very slamming party if you think about it. She owns a really high-end company here in Pueblo, and I'm just too afraid to ask her. So I'm going to go home, or I am home. I'm going to go and I'm going to write my A customer list. And I loved that she had percentages, because think about it, you guys. If you call 8 A customers, what did she say? 80% is like, yes. Like, let's get on the phone and call them. Let's do scary things, right? If you called them if you called 8 or 10, let's say we called 10, we would get 80% bookings according to her number. So 8 people would say yes and 5 of them would hold, right? Whereas sometimes I think we're just, and I'm guilty of this because I often teach this because it's a part of what we do, but like we're over here chasing the high masses of people, 100 people to try to get a booking. And she just told you right then and there, your percentages of booking those people are like very low, 10% to 20%. So no wonder why we're upset with our results. No wonder why we're confused why nobody books, right? I mean, text messaging, I will say, like, is causing a lot of the issue. I will say that text messaging is out right now. People are not looking at their texts. So we're going to have to get uncomfortable. We're going to have to call people. We're going to have to voice memo. We're going to have to ask in person, right? But let's look at, I love how her brain works. Like, that's why I love her, is because she's such a specific focus of like, no, if you just called 10 of your best customers, doesn't that sound way easier than messaging 200 C customers? Like, mind blown, right? And then from those A customers, guess what comes? More A customers, right? Stronger, better, people who love the product, people who love her, recruits. Okay. So that's my takeaway, is like, it's funny because, and I'm not calling anybody out, but I have not received a single person's contact list. Okay. Even though we talked about it like 4 weeks ago. So where's your contact lists? Pull them out. If you haven't done it, that's first on your homework. Okay. And take a picture, and write, or if you haven't done one, write it out and let's highlight who are the A customers. Who are we calling this week? Let's get brave. Like, I'll do it with you. Or maybe let's book a booking hour and like we'll mute ourselves and we'll call together if it's scary. But like that just like excites me so much to hear that. And once you get the parties rolling like that, and you can call people and do a virtual one too. Like, Billy, I'm thinking of Melissa, right? Let's call her. Hey, I love you and you love me, and I really could use your help.
Yeah.
Could you put together a party of your best, who are the best people you know? And I'm going to get you some free product or whatever, but like, could you help me with this goal? I need to book 8 parties this month, and I want you to hold one of them. And it's going to be virtual, right? Because she's far away. But like, that conversation is so much easier. And they might say no, but that conversation is so much easier than whatever we're trying to do on text message to these people who are, and it works, but it's just so much more work, like she said. So that's my takeaway. So I haven't gotten anyone's contact list. Here's your time for redemption. Get it out and let's highlight. I want to see 10 people that love you and you love them. They always order. They love the product. They would do anything for you. Maybe they wouldn't, but you would just choose them. Like, if it was do or die, you lost your job today and you had to book 10 parties, who would you call? I want to see those people. Okay. Okay. So any takeaways or excitements or things, questions, anybody?
Yeah, I know. I just was thinking about the contact leads, and I had it on mine. I have it listed. It's kind of the acronym called Frank.
Okay.
It's F is for friends, R is for your relatives, A is for your acquaintances, M is for your neighbors, and K is like for your kids. So like, I don't know if you got sports, like a parent of your kids in sports or a teacher or something. So it's just so that we can kind of branch out some more. But now I definitely understand the your ABCs, if you will. So I'll kind of get those back into alignment to your power A's and your your perfect B's, and then your yeah.
And here's the other thing, guys, that I want to let everyone speak. I know we're over time, but I want to, especially because I know a lot of you have not really gotten there yet in your business. I want to also just affirm sometimes how much more simple that is. Like, we're over here trying to gain 10 customers and like give me a customer, and like the crazy thing is you go hold one solid party, okay, you're gonna gain some customers, and then you're probably gonna get some bookings, or hopefully that would be the case we're gonna focus on, right? And like then at that next one, there's 10 more people that come. Like you could literally get 10 new customers in a 1 hour party, a 2 hour party, or 2 2 hour parties, than like reaching at the sky and hoping that like God sends you 10 customers. You know what I mean? And I just want you to understand that what that feels like when, I mean, even if you committed to one party a week, like could you commit to one party a week and just see the difference it makes in your business? You're going to be in front of 3, 4, 5, 6, hopefully more people. Okay. Guess what? 6 times 4 parties. What is that? 24. You're going to hit your power start in 4 parties. Like that sounds so much better than going and doing 30 facials, doesn't it? So think of the simplicity with that too. I know I've traveled and done parties for all of you, and think about how effective they've been, right? Like Billy, I mean, come on, slam in like $1,300 one day. Tanya, yours was successful too. Repair sets, things like that. New customers. Mom, we've done lots of parties together, bridal parties, things like that. But even your launch party, so just remember what that feels like in your mind to have those people gathered and like the results you got from it, So, okay, I'll stop talking. I'm obviously excited. So, okay, Mom. I think you're muted. Oh,
yes, absolutely. You're excited. It was refreshing to hear her, and they're all refreshing. And I think they're all trying to give us the same message. It's just go out and do it. Don't be afraid. Just don't take no. I mean, don't let it stop you. And I think you're right, Tanya. We want to get those customers and we want them to be handed to us, but we're not doing the work to get those customers. So I actually finished my homework as we were doing this because it was inspiring to me. And so I just think if we do booking after booking after booking and get those on there, the sales are going to come, the recruiting's going to come, the customers are going to come, and then we're going to build new team people too. So I think I feel like if we show up and do the work and do the parties, the rest will follow. That's my takeaway, I think. And we can't expect to jump to the end to get a new team member if we haven't gone to the beginning, like Tanya said, and gotten our contact list done, and then follow from step 1 through to book. So anyway, I thought it was great, and I did a lot of notes, but I just want to leave you with this. So we went earlier to go pick up a couch for my brother in Pueblo West, and I found it on Facebook Marketplace. So this gal and I have been texting all week back and forth since last week. And I noticed she was friends with 4 people that I know. And so we met her out there, and she was so nice and everything. And so earlier I texted her, and I just told her, hey, thank you so much, for working with me on this. My brother was so excited. It looks great in his house. I said, I can't thank you and your grandma enough. And so then I text her back and I said, hey, I would really love to, treat you and your mom to a hot facial with me. And so she just texted me. She says, oh man, that just sounds so much fun. So I kind of tried, and I maybe got a yes. So I'm kind of excited about that, so just do the work. The rest will follow, I think. So I'm excited for the end of March because gung ho, I'll have some time during the week on my hands now.
Yep, I love it. Yay for a new booking. That's exciting. You're gonna have to just go buy couches, and then it's like lead generating.
Yeah.
Okay, Tanya, do you have anything you'd like to share?
I'm just well, I'm working on my list as we're talking as well. I need to work. I know I need to work more on getting parties booked. So that's probably going to be my goal.
Yeah. And like I said, I would just keep it simple. Like literally, could you do 2 parties this month? Like, don't, like, for the new people, you know, or you're just starting, don't overwhelm yourself. Like, do 2 parties. Pick one Saturday and do them back to back, or pick 2 Saturdays, do a Galentine's party. I mean, I'm actually going to do one and I can share my invite. Maybe you could use that, you know, but just simplify it and just get the ball rolling, and practice. Like, you might sell $0, but that's okay, you know. And I know I keep saying this, and it's really scary and really, you got to be courageous, but like, I really truly believe right now that texting and booking is like so down. It is way far down. Okay. And so we're gonna have to get uncomfortable. Like, Tanya, think of your best person you could ask and be like, hey, I know this is probably the last thing you want to do, but like, I'm committed to doing my first party and I just need somebody to be the hostess. Like, why can't we book like that? You know, so just to encourage you, Tanya, just because I know you haven't really been there yet, keep it simple. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't think you got to go do 10 parties. If you can, great. But like, just start with one, you know, start with your first party and just see where it goes.
And when it comes to the texting, I do not like texting.
Mm-hmm.
So when I've been trying to book parties, they have been face to face.
Okay.
So far.
Yeah. And what is like an example of something you're saying? Because sometimes wording is just everything too.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I just said, like, what's an example of like what you're saying to somebody to try to book them?
Just like, let's see. Well, I asked a girl at work the other day. I asked her when I first started, and then she worked in the building with us, and then she came to our side, and I just said, hey, you know, we never got to do a facial with you. I'm still booking parties. And I did mention, I presented as a Galentine's because she has a bunch of girls that she left the other side that want to hang out with her. I said, hey, I heard you guys want to hang out. I could do a facial party with you guys if you guys wanted to do something like that.
Okay. And then what did she say?
She said she'd get back to me, but
okay.
Yeah.
And again, we're gonna have no's, and I'm you know, of course, in no way like picking on you in this situation. It's good that you're asking. But back to like wording is absolutely everything. And one thing I will teach you, I was telling Billy this, I think, the other day. In most cases, women won't do something for themselves, or like it'll sound fun, right? Like, oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, I'd love to. And like, it does, but like, there's just not a super like solid why, you know? And so that's where we enter like, hey, I know I asked you this and you were going to get back to me, but I could like really use your help. I'm working on my training, and I was challenged to get one booking. And, I have this isn't the perfect wording, so don't use this as an example, but I'm just giving you an idea of, instead of like, hey, I'd love to do this for you, right? People don't really react to that well. But if you say, hey, I need your help, I could really use your help. Would you be willing to do this for me? They almost have to, in a sense, they almost have to answer, right? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but it's not something they have to decide if they want to do it. It's more of like, oh, yeah, like she's asking for my help. I'd love to help her. Women love helping other women. So think of that way. And, one of the things, like I said, you could just follow up like, hey, I know I already asked you this, but I just came back from a meeting and I got challenged from my sales director, like blame it on me or blame it on Mary Kay. And like, I could really use your help and use your emotion, right? I could really use your help. I would I'll have a gift card for you. And, if you just came over and brought a few of your friends, blah, 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 right? We can work on wording. I won't spend the whole night doing that. But there's a difference between doing it for someone and asking them to help you do it for the benefit of both of you guys, if that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense. Thank you.
Yes. And I just always have that mindset, Tanya, in anything that I do, like anything. Like, I mean, you even see it with like some of the sales things we do. Hey, I need your help. We're doing a challenge, blah, 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 or sharing calls. Hey, I'm working on a promotion. I need your help. Can you do this for me? Whatever. Booking, stuff like that. And so you'll see that a lot, but that's my mindset, is always, how can I enroll them to help me in something I'm doing? Because they're more apt to do that than for themselves. And sometimes a lot of times they still say no, that's fine. But it is just a totally different feel. So, well, I'm excited. I actually think, because I said this last month and then we had a crazy month and I was gone and blah, 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 blah. But I think for my perfect start, I want to do the book 8 and hold 5. And I'm going to go into my 8 customer group and I'm just going to try to book 8 parties. I'm not going to count my bridal leads or anything like that. Like, I just want to go back to the basics. And even if you do half, okay, if you don't book 8, book 4 and hold 2 or 3. Like, challenge yourself to that. Because the other thing is, once you get the booking, you can expand on that, right? Like, once she says yes, then we can go in and be like, okay, hey, I'll give you $100 if you have 6 people there. Then we could expand on the party, right? But like, let's get the booking and get her excited. And then if we need to make it into 10, 15 people come or whatever, like, we could work on that, So anyway. Okay, well, that was fun. And I can't wait to see your homework. I can't wait to see your contact lists. Everybody's doing a power start or a perfect start. And we're going to go to career conference and just like light up the stage. That's what that means for me. When we go to career conference and we show up and we're on stage and we're being celebrated and we get to celebrate all the wins that everybody had in February because we became uncomfortable. So that sounds exciting for me. Okay?
Okay.
Done.
Good.
Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, have a good night. See you next week.
Thank you. Good night.
Night, girls.